Hey guys, here are my initial drawings and plans and measurements of the headboard that I was going to build. Originally I was going to paint the headboard, but then my wife said, no, I think I want it natural, and we're both really glad that we came to that decision. I'm milling the boards, cutting them to width and length. I used biscuits to join the legs together, just so the alignment would be really close when I glued them together. Wanted to really make sure that I reference the same edge, because I've made that mistake before where you reference different sides and then your biscuits don't line up. Here the overhang of the outside piece, just kind of cleaning that up a little bit with a hand plane. Used Kreg jig to make the face frame. So just glued and screwed. I like to clamp it down to the workbench upside down like that, just so it has a nice flat reference on the other side. You can use just those flat vice grips that Kreg sells, but I feel like that allows it to move a little bit more than if you clamp it real tight to a table. As you can see, there's some sapwood on that one on the back side, so I really had to pick and choose which pieces go where. This was a piece of 1/2-inch finish plywood I ordered online from Home Depot. The review said it kind of stained and finished like a real cherry, so I was gonna give it a try. I did a little test piece just to make sure. The one side did have a little ding in it, but the nicer of the two sides, the A side looked really nice overall. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit with the card scraper. I would have got a 3/4 inch piece. This is 2 foot by 8 foot, but they didn't have that size in 3/4 inch. I would have had to just got 2 separate 4-foot pieces. So then I ended up getting another piece of plywood to back it, just to give it a little bit more stability. Using the knife to mark my cuts. It started to look good once I got some trim on it there. Circular saw guide, which worked out. I should have had my 1/2-inch plywood come all the way out to the edge, and then I would have just had to stack up a little bit there, but I had to put 2 pieces on just to give it a little bit more support around the corner. I'm going to put the legs on. And I pre-glued these together and then I put it on. Always want to make sure everything's square so when you do your trim work, weird things don't happen. So I use kind of a combo of wood glue and like a quick set super glue. I feel like the wood glue is stronger but doesn't hold it in place quite as quick, so that's why I used a combo. And my top piece wasn't quite wide enough to come out and cover the side, so I had to put little extensions on. I was just gonna have it just run straight and then just have more overhang in the middle as opposed to the sides. But I'm actually kind of glad I did it this way. It looks good with a little bump out there. It kind of follows the contour of the crown molding. So here I'm gluing on the top piece. I Kreg that in from the leg supports on the side and then all across the back. Here I was just clamping so that it would be flush on the back. Now comes the crown molding. We had to buy the cherry molding online, but it came in like 2 days. It was really quick because no local supplier had it that I could find. I got it from New Moldings. And they actually had free shipping on orders. I think it was over 150 bucks. And it came in 8-foot sheets. So I was pretty happy. On the other side, I had some big problems because I tilted my miter saw like 2 degrees on the back bevel, which I don't usually change very often, and I forgot to change it back, and I just couldn't figure out what was going wrong. But this side went a little bit smoother. But a lot of little details on that molding, which makes it a little bit tougher to line up. So it does take some time. Here I'm doing a little combo of the wood glue and quick set super glue. I've used some of the spray activator for some glues, and that stuff like sets in 5 seconds. But I think that's a little bit quick for some applications, so I felt good with like the 30-second set time of that. Just had to hold it there for a little bit. And I got to do some finish. I contemplated doing a different finish than I normally do, which is 2 to 3 coats of water locks with sanding in between of about 400, and then steel wooling on some paste wax, just because of the size of the project. Thought maybe like spraying on some sort of catalyzed lacquer or something, but I just went with it. Did take some time, but I think it was worth it. The finish after paste wax just is so nice to touch. First time using that square sander. I usually have a circular random orbit sander. But the square one got into the corners a little bit better. And I bought those molding sander rubber thingies. They worked really well on some of the roundovers and the coves inside the moldings. Pretty happy with those. Tough to get the wax out of all the little crevices. I'm half contemplating on if I did another project using like a slightly darker wax, because if it gets in the crevice, it has a little like white line there. I don't know if that'll make the whole thing look too dark or what, but I think I'm gonna play with it next time. But other than that, it turned out real nice. Really happy with it. The wax really gives it a nice little sheen. And the plywood finished nice as well. Some of the trim is a slightly different shade, but I think as it darkens, it'll even out over time. And then I added a little LED backlighting to it with a little on-off switch there. And then I French cleated it to the wall. Eventually I want to make the sides and the front, but for now it's more or less a headboard. And it matches nice to my side end table there. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy woodworking, and have a happy new year. See ya.